All right, this is HRM Cesar St. Augustine de Buenaparte, presidential candidate for 2012, and has been a candidate since 1996. Actually, 1992 also. Anyway, I'm also known as Reality Supreme Being on YouTube. Both candidates have not answered my 12th challenge for them to meet me on any stage anywhere, so I can wipe the stage clean with them, both of them, all of them, all four of them, the president and the vice president. Anyway, this morning I thought I'd really lay into everybody. I'm wearing as you can see, I'm wearing an Aurora Outpatient Services shirt. And if you can see that has to do with the Aurora shooting. I'm sure a lot of you are going to probably ask yourself, how'd you get that shirt? I told you, I know about the future. You people don't believe me. Now, I'm in California. There was no way I could have been in Aurora, Colorado, and be here at the same time to pick up a shirt. Or maybe somebody sent it to me. Actually, no, I don't know anybody in Aurora, Colorado. That's the absolute truth. So, how I have it? It was one of the things that you might say, was involved in my quantum matrix generators and how I predict future events. Now, in my other videos, you'll see some other stuff about past shooting events, but you know what? It isn't worth it. You know, you people, you wouldn't believe me anyway. Nobody does. And if I could prove it, the government would slap a lid on me at top secret so fast it'd make your head spin, because evidently I've uncovered stuff that only they are supposed to know about. And since I'm considered a Looney Tune or whatever, or a malcontent, okay, you'll have to look that up in the dictionary if you don't know what it means, towards all governments, then, they don't have anything to worry about, because nobody will believe me, and nobody watches my videos on a viral level. None of my videos have ever gone viral. Even though I say shocking things like, you all people deserved it in Colorado, I wish I could take their place. I don't want to live anymore. You people have destroyed my life. All of you. It doesn't matter. The central, but the most responsible people for destroying my life are here in Los Angeles. They're the first ones in line for me to place blame on. The blame gets less and less as I go and look across the whole country. But this is the United States of America. That's a collective. And you all pay federal taxes, so you're all responsible. Kind of like this, remember, I said this in one of my other videos. The school teacher standing at the blackboard, somebody throws a spit wad or a paper at the blackboard. Teacher turns around and says, all right, who did that? And of course, nobody wants to be a rat, so nobody says anything. So then the teacher says, okay, you're all in detention after school. Hey, I'm doing no different than the teacher that is holding all the students in detention for pulling an out-of-line act, okay? So, only this is more serious. It's not a spit wad at a blackboard. These are the young years of my life, stolen, taken away from me by building and safety, Los Angeles, all these Los Angeles departments, all of them, it doesn't matter. The hierarchy, the crappy voted-in politicians. And that goes all the way up to Obama. It doesn't matter, because they're Bilderberg puppets anyway. It's all rich. Rich money, 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 money. And I'm not, as a presidential candidate, I'm not going to bless the people with my presence, because they're not worth it. Because they all contributed to the deaths at Aurora and all the 58 mass shootings, the Sikh temples, the shooting here in California and the Jewish temples, Buford, that was his name, and killing the postal employee. Hey, I don't have to go on talking about this, or the congresswoman shot in Arizona. I told you, I have the solutions, but you people want to screw me over. I have to move all my stuff out of storage today. In about the next half hour, I got to go pick up a truck and work in 100-degree weather. Nobody in 3 years has offered to help me. Now, I'm going to show you something. In the past, I used to collect food that was being, couldn't be sold in stores, but it was still good. If you know your biology like I do, you know that even though their expiration date comes across a food article, it may not be bad. It may extend a little bit further. But see, stores don't want to take that chance because of lawyers and suing for the most tiniest reasons. Now, let me go further on this. we're only 5 minutes in the video, which is good. I'm going to turn this camera around and I'm going to show you what I picked up. And I had to haul it 8 blocks from Follow Your Heart all the way here to Starbucks, corner of Canoga and Sherman Way. And they're closer to Pank. Follow Your Heart is a health food store, which I really hate. I had a falling out with. There are a bunch of jerks that live in there, especially with this one lady in there who's really wacko. Anyway, who's not worth mentioning their names. It's bad enough that I mentioned what store they are. Anyway, so they get rid of a lot of food, and other stores get a lot of food. And years ago, I used to collect food and feed families, poor families here in Los Angeles. I never got any credit for that. I was never on the news. Nobody cares. Let me show you something. I just picked up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, like almost 9 cases of Almond Breeze chocolate soy milk, which only went out towards the about 10 days ago. But this is the kind of milk that's kept in those little cartons that's sealed, that only has to be refrigerated after you open it. So, and this soy milk is very, very good. I'll drink one in front of you just to prove to you that it's not bad stuff. Anyway, but let me show you how big the cart is and all the stuff I found over there. And I even found some yogurts. That's a shopping cart I had to pull like 8 blocks. And every one of those boxes is full of this Almond Breeze stuff, which I think if I get up over here, I can walk over here and pull out one of the cases here and show you. And this is it here. And although it says June 29th, take a look at it. Take a look at it. That's Almond Breeze milk. I also found some yogurts, which are actually very good. They're all still cold from being in the matter of fact, I'm going to eat one right now. And then also I had some, there were only 2 of these, vanilla soy milk right here, vanilla soy milk, unsweetened. And I might have some soy milk. Yeah, I think I'll have some soy milk in this cold, and this yogurt. Anyway, so anyway, put my camera down. I'm sure that gets everybody all really weirded out when I'm carrying the camera and it's pointing in 1,000 different directions. So here it is, you know, the West soy milk, and I'm about to drink some. It's dated, actually it's dated August 20th. Wow. What's wrong with that? Am I about to die here? You can see the seal is still closed. See? And it's not leaking. You have to squeeze these carts to make sure that they're not leaking when you pick them up, because if they leak, that means that contamination could have gotten in, and if you don't know how long it's been at the back of the store to getting ready to, some stores open them and just pour them all out. But anyway, and if you open it right now like I'm doing, you can see that it's very good. Oh yeah, that's very, very good. So anyway, so I don't have any place to put this stuff. I can take some of it, and I think I have an acquaintance, a friend that I know that might be able to put it at their house. But cheers, everybody. The neat thing about soy, whether it's in milk or a soy yogurt, it doesn't matter where it is, because the lactobacilli in the yogurt actually helps your intestinal tract digest your food more efficiently. Therefore, you break down the amino acids that you get out of the food, and then the amino acids deliver proteins, kind of like piggyback, to wherever your body needs them. So anyway, so to make a long story short, that stuff is good. Anyway, so to make a long story short, all that is right there, and yet no one has ever given me any credit or commendation for anything that I've done for other people. The people that I used to help in the past, they haven't helped me at all. When I went to ask them for help, of course they're poor, they couldn't help me. Some of them weren't that poor, they actually had property, and no, they couldn't, because they were afraid the city would come and bother them. Because every property I've been at, sooner or later the city finds out where I'm at, and they come and attack me and violate my civil rights. So anyway, and as far as I'm concerned, I don't care about the danger of being poisoned, because I've already told you I don't care about living anymore, because my life has been absolutely, totally ripped apart, destroyed. They took all my possessions, my cars, my boats, my motorhomes, and as far as I'm concerned, the United States of America can die for all I care. There's nothing that I like here. There's nothing. As a matter of fact, hate is a nice word for how I feel about the United States of America and everybody in it. So, and not one person out of more than 8,000 people over 3 years hearing me rant and rave has even thought about any compassion and saying, hey, I'm kind of well off, I'd like to help you. Nothing. Oh, I want to be your contact. Heck, being a contact? What is that going to do for me? Oh, let me show you. These are the kind of responses I get. Let me show you how to get more viewers. What's that going to do? Is that going to get me elected president? The word president in the United States is actually prison of the United States. You become a prisoner of top secret, non-disclosable information that you're debriefed with when you become president. So you're literally painted into a corner immediately after you become president. And then, that's why, even though I'm a candidate for president, I want the people to revolt. And you can continue to vote for your crappy president in that old insanity way of voting them into office, as long as you revolt against the United States, take all your money out, and then perform blackmail on the United States of America and every state of the Union. You tell your answer back to them, if you want us to re-cooperate with your country, you have to put Caesar at the very top. He has absolute power. He can do anything. He can kill people if he wants to, on a mass scale. And we're not going to oppose it. But the way I am and the way I've talked on ranting and raving, if you've ever heard me in my serious moments, I just don't have that in me. But that doesn't mean that I can't put my teeth out and go after people that deserve being going after, especially politicians and people in private life who have had a hand in destroying my life. But if you do that, you take your money out of the banks, I guarantee you the government will do anything. I think they'll have hesitations about you making an office that is literally the Emperor of the United States, and that I'm above the Constitution, above any laws, period. Of course, that kind of works against me. You know why? Because I would have wanted that position when I was in my 30s or younger. I certainly wouldn't want it now, because when you get older, your life is shorter. And so even if you gave somebody that great authority, they're only going to have it for a few years more before they die, or before they get ill and they can't perform their duties as whoever they are, whether they're president or emperor. There's an office called the parliamentarian office in the Capitol, and there have been 5-digit figures of people who have filed petitions for redress of grievance, but I have not heard anything on the news about how people were compensated for the petition for redress of grievance. Not one word from media, from the presidents, nobody. And that means that these people are sick. Why put that in the Constitution? Why have an office that handles petitions for redress of grievance if you're not going to answer and perform some kind of amending the person's griefs, their agonies, their losses? But, it's beyond me. I filed petitions for redress of grievance. They totally were ignored. They're all asses, morons, jerks. There's no teeth in the parliamentarian office, and that's where we need the first place that needs to be taken care of, because that's where you will diffuse only part of the domestic terrorism that happens. And you know what? I hate calling it terrorism. I like calling it domestic anger. Foreign anger and domestic anger. An anger that people get so hacked off, they just really want to lash out and kill anybody, everybody. So I'll be uploading this soon. We're 15 minutes into the video. So I just wanted to show you what my life is like. That it is nothing, it is zero, and there's really no reason for me to go on with it. I don't know where I'm going to take this to. I have no idea. I probably will load it onto a truck, maybe, and I don't know, dump it off somewhere. I have no idea. I certainly won't take it to a church. You know why? Every church that I approached when I had my buses, cars, boats, and motorhomes, and I had the money to pay rent every month, still do, would help me find a piece of land, property where the city would leave me alone and let me have my stuff there. They're wacko. And I didn't have, and I could never get enough money saved up to leave because the city kept attacking me. Every property I got to, whenever I started making any headway and saving money, they came and attacked me and took all, and I had to spend all my money again, and then I was back to square one. Only this time, I'm back to square one with nothing except a bunch of stuff in storage. My quantum computer, the computers that are related to my quantum matrix dark matter generators that I run to predict the future, a lot of them are in storage. And I'll probably lose them too, but I'll destroy the hard drives before anybody gets a hold of them. These people are sick. And so, especially at these auction centers. I mean, they're actually auction centers. All storage places are auction centers. Because people are having trouble, they can't pay their pay, so their stuff gets auctioned. I'm being threatened with auction off by the 21st. So I have to move 3 10 by 30 storages before the 21st. Now I'm being murdered. Before, I had everything in cars, boats, trucks, motorhomes. It was all stored in vehicles so that I could move them from place to place when I couldn't find anything. But, nobody cares. I see people from Starbucks walking with their crappy coffee. Not one of them come over and say, hey, can I do something to help you? No, nothing. So, you see, this is why your country creates people like me by forcing them to live like this for years instead of actually doing something about it. Obama won't do anything about it. State agencies won't do anything about it. None of them want to do anything about it because they are all evil. And you people are just as evil for leaving them in power and in authority of any kind. Their authority has to be limited by the Emperor of the United States. And you haven't created that office legally yet. And that's what you need to do. And the only way you're going to do that over the Constitution, get your money out of the banks, start non-cooperating with this crappy world, non-cooperation with the banks, the credit card companies, all these people, so they fall on their faces. And I know that there'll be bad things happening because everything is cause and effect, like a domino effect. So when you do that, expect bad things to start happening. But you have to hold on, because in order to get the right things happening, you've got to be willing to sacrifice something. And that means sacrificing some of your time. Talk to you later.